Hi, and welcome to season 5, I think it is, of the best garden channel on YouTube. Now, we haven't been entirely consistent throughout those 5 seasons, but we continue to aspire to get better, and we hope that there are a lot of you that are joining us for the first time. So thank you for your support for those of you who are returning, and thank you for the new subscribers as well. Now, this has been a very interesting year. Obviously, there's been the whole pandemic thing, and the interest in gardening has increased dramatically. Lots of people that never had before planted a garden over the last year tried doing it maybe last year, or they're going to do it for the first time this year. And so this has put a tremendous strain on just kind of the seed supply. There were, some of the seed companies weren't really set up to deal with that sort of a capacity. So I have some interesting expectations as to what could happen this year for our seed giveaway. For those of you that know, we always do a seed giveaway. This isn't a new thing that we're doing just for this year, but it is perhaps different because I think there are going to be a lot more people who are looking for the opportunity to get free seeds. So I'm going to add a disclaimer that I never had to before, that this is while supplies last. Now that doesn't mean that I'm not going to give you seeds, but if by some chance we were to hypothetically have hundreds of thousands of people that want these free seeds, then well, we'd have to evaluate how we'd get that done. So I'm just giving myself the opt-out of while supplies last. I have already purchased seeds, so I'm not worried about getting my own supply for what my normal capacity would be, and I'll get those out, and a little bit later in the video I'll tell you what types of seed we will be offering. But if we run out of those seeds, I will make my best efforts to give you other seeds that I already have that won't be the ones that I go through in this video. But my guess is, we'll get a lot of people at least that we can give the regular seeds I'm talking about here. Then I'll go to my reserves if we have to. And if even still I don't have seeds after that, I'll do an evaluation of whether I can go get more seeds or whether we'll just have to call it at that point, or maybe save the envelopes for next year or something else. We'll see what we do. But I'm putting the disclaimer in there now for in case this blows up in crazy ways, because it is a unique year. And our seed giveaway last year actually was right before everything shut down for the pandemic, so we didn't quite get that big push of people that I think is possible this year. But now that we've given that disclaimer, I'm going to do it a little bit differently this year, in that there's not going to be any gimmicks of like trying to get a certain number of views or sharing or anything else. The seed giveaway will be to United States subscribers of the channel. So you do need to be subscribed to the channel, and you need to be from the United States. I'm not shipping internationally. I do appreciate my international viewers, and I hope you enjoy the channel, but the seeds are going to be for United States subscribers, and we are going to be giving them away to people who send a self-addressed stamped envelope. I'll give you the address that you have to send to a little bit later in this video, but it's a self-addressed stamped envelope, which means you have to have an envelope with another envelope inside of it. You put my address on the outside envelope, so it goes to me, and your address on the inside envelope that goes back to you, and you have to have a stamp on both of them. I do believe that a normal stamp will be enough to get the seeds back to you. So a normal stamp on the outside, normal stamp on the inside envelope, and you'll be good. Before we get into the specifics of that seed giveaway, I do want to take a moment. I had another video back in December where I talked about the whole seed catalog for this year. You can check it out here. And in that, I said I was going to give away a whole seed catalog, and now I've been silent since then. So I know some of you are waiting on that, hoping to get that. So let's go ahead and do that drawing now. See who our lucky winner is. And it is Andrea Fox. Andrea Fox says, I can spend hours lost in this catalog planning my garden for the next year. So looks like Andrea Fox will be excited to get this catalog. So Andrea, please do just send us an email at gardening@bestgardenchannel.com with your home address, and we'll send that catalog right to you. So why don't we take a moment just to look at some of the videos that we have on this channel. If you are new to the channel, if you're just coming here because you saw there's the seed giveaway, I'd like you to learn, if this is your first time gardening, then one place you might want to start is with this video that's fairly popular about how to start seeds in kind of the Jiffy traditional greenhouse. Now, if you have one of those, this is the way you can do it. There are lots of other good ways to start seeds. I also have a video about starting in an egg carton you can search for on the channel. But this one's how to start in a Jiffy traditional greenhouse. And it'll just kind of lead you through how you use one of those things. Another thing that's pretty fun, and this is kind of the perfect time of year, at least in my zone, which is zone 6. You can learn more about zones on the channel as well. But the fun thing to do right now is to winter sow. And that's where you actually use a milk jug. You put your soil inside of the milk jug and you start your seeds there. And you take advantage of the microclimate that is created within that closed milk jug that gets a little bit warmer than it is outside as it starts warming up for spring. And so that's a way to kind of jump start your plants, not have to go through hardening off, which is where the plants are adjusting to the new outside conditions. And you can have a good longer season for your growing. So now is a great time to look at the winter sowing video. Another thing, I think, if you're looking at a free seed video, it's very likely that you are looking to be very frugal in your gardening. And this video here talks about some of the ways that you can do that. And it really goes through a lot of those tips and tricks that I've learned and others have told me about that help you to be a more efficient gardener, a more conscientious and thrifty gardener. So that video I highly recommend. It's fairly enjoyable. It's a bit long, but good videos are long. On that note, one thing I'll say is when you are getting started, a lot of people wonder where they can grow, and for various reasons, your soil might not be great, you might not have a tiller, you might not want to go through certain expenses of a raised bed. I did a video on a $1 raised bed. Now, one of the criticisms of this video is that I don't actually talk about the cost of soil, but the bed itself is $1. So check that out. It's actually a great way if you're just getting started. It won't be a permanent bed that'll last forever, but it'll get you there for a season, and it'll also create an area that you can build upon for future seasons. So I think it's a great resource, the $1 raised bed. So those are just some of the videos that are pretty fun on our channel. We've done a lot of different things, and we will continue to do great things into the future. So I hope that you do subscribe, not just for the seeds, but that you stick around and enjoy the videos. We aren't going to bombard you with lots of off-topic stuff. We're going to try to have a good channel here that you can enjoy. And if anything, the criticism I think I would get is that I don't post enough. But this year we're going to work on that, try to do better. So hopefully we get there. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the seed varieties that we're actually going to be giving away this year. Knowing that this is a unique year and there might be people that are getting started gardening for the first time, and it might just be a different group of people than kind of your hobby gardeners that are participating, I thought it'd be really nice to really do a lot of the basics of gardening. I always like to expose people to the fact that there's more than what you just see in the grocery store. So I still am going to have one unique variety that might be different than anything you've ever seen before. And that is going to be our White Wonder Beefsteak Heirloom Tomato. So this is still a beefsteak tomato. It's big, it's a slicer, it's a tomato, it has a good tomato flavor, but it's not going to be your traditional red tomato that you're probably used to getting if you haven't really done your own gardening before. So this is described as having yellowish white flesh when mature, and it makes a nice color contrast when served with red and orange tomatoes. It is mild and sweet with a high sugar content and maintains good texture and flavor even when it gets large. It takes roughly 85 days until harvest. I assume that's 85 days from transplant, but maybe it's not, because the instructions on the seed packet actually are talking about sowing it. So that might be 85 days from seed, at which point you got a little bit extra time. If you don't know, a lot of times we'll actually start our tomatoes from seed, and I've got a lot of videos on how to start tomatoes from seed and kind of grow them into plants, then get them out into your garden after you've hardened them off. So check those out. We're starting with the White Wonder Beefsteak Heirloom Tomato. The next variety up is kind of classic of the type of peppers that give you just a little bit of a kick to what you're eating. I think pretty much everyone's familiar with this type of hot pepper now. It is a jalapeno pepper. Very generic, very basic, but the jalapeno hot pepper, I think this is a good staple that everyone should have in their early garden before they play with, any sort of super hot peppers or anything like that. The jalapeno is a nice basic variety that is mild enough that most people can tolerate it, but still spicy enough that it gives you a little bit of kick and interest to your food. It's good for making salsas. You can use it with the tomatoes we're giving you to make the base of a salsa. Use it in lots of different types of cuisine. So a jalapeno pepper, just for people getting started. And you know what? If you've been doing it before, here's another variety of jalapeno pepper as well. Another very basic type of pepper is the bell pepper. And kind of the very normal variety of that would be the California Wonder sweet pepper. And so that's what we're giving away. It is a red bell pepper. Now, it's possible if this is your first time into the idea of thinking about vegetables and how they're grown and what happens, you might not know this, but a green bell pepper is the same pepper as becomes one of the colored bell peppers later on. So this California Wonder pepper, you can actually harvest as a green pepper, and the time it takes to turn to a full-size green pepper is less than it takes to ripen to a red. So you can possibly get more peppers if you use it as a green pepper. But if you let it go to red, that's the ripe variety. That's where you would save seeds from it, and that's a different flavor as well. And it's up to you whether you prefer the red bell pepper or the green bell pepper. But I know a lot of people find the slightly sweeter, more ripe taste of a red pepper be more enjoyable. So we're giving you that opportunity to kind of learn about that and have a good staple in the California Wonder sweet pepper. Our next variety is the Rutgers Heirloom tomato. Now this is going to be your very generic tomato like you are used to seeing, that you want to see. It's a red tomato. It is very good looking in that it's just like a circle, it's a sphere, it's smooth. It shouldn't have a lot of weird blemishes or cap marking. So if you are just getting started and you have an expectation of what a tomato is going to be, this will be it. Now, one thing that I will say about the Rutgers that is different than perhaps a lot of other tomatoes is that this is a determinate variety of tomatoes. I know actually maybe even some of the experienced gardeners have never grown determinate because so many are the indeterminate, and people are used to getting these massive plants and having fruit produced all through the year. The nice thing about a determinate variety is you can stagger your planting of it and still get those continuing crops from different plants. Plus, you can have a predictable time when your tomatoes are going to come into harvest. So let's say you're wanting to make sauces or salsas or anything else that uses a lot of tomatoes. You can actually plant all your plants at the same time and know that you're going to get that bumper crop at the time that you're wanting it to. And you can predict based on when you plant when you're going to have those tomatoes to work. So I'm letting everyone experience the determinate type and the indeterminate type, but with the two types of tomatoes I'm giving you. And I think actually even for our veteran gardeners, that's going to be very good because a lot of them maybe haven't played with both indeterminate and determinate types of tomatoes. So those are the 4 types of seed that I will be giving away this year. I hope you enjoy them. And, I do hope that there are some of you that this will be the first time you're ever growing anything and you're getting these seeds and you're using them and you're growing along with the channel and you're watching what we're doing and you're asking questions and get engaged in the community. And I'm hoping that the seeds help you do there, and it helps you not only have food for your family, but also develop a fun hobby that you can go back to for years and years and years. Really enjoy. Okay, so I promised you that I was going to let you know where to send the envelope. If you are a United States subscriber, you're going to put your name and your address and then probably a stamp up in the upper right-hand corner. You can add a return address if you want to. to make sure that if something happens, it comes back to me. I know that it didn't send, and I can resend the seeds. Now, generally, this is going to be the envelope that actually goes inside the other envelope. That's kind of how the self-addressed stamped envelope works. You're sending me an envelope that I am going to send back to you. Pretty simple, right? So you're going to need two stamps, the one on this envelope and the one on the other envelope. So pretty much what you can do is just kind of fold this to try to get it to fit, and then you'll have your outer envelope that is addressed to me at Free Seed Giveaway at Best Garden Channel, P.O. Box 23442, and that's Overland Park, Kansas 66283. I realized I kind of scribbled here when I originally recorded that, so I rewrote it, Overland Park. And let's make sure the envelopes are postmarked by St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. And hopefully by having St. Patrick's Day as the day, everyone will remember that they need to send it in by March 17th in order to get seeds. If I receive envelopes after that date that are postmarked after that date, I likely will not be sending you seeds because March 17th is the deadline. Now, I do hope everyone will share this video on social media and with friends and family and let them know that there's an opportunity for free seeds. We would much rather have a situation where we run out and have to deal with that than that we do not actually give the seeds to all the people we have seeds to give to. So this is a great opportunity for new gardeners. It's a good opportunity for experienced gardeners. And in a time when seeds are sometimes in short supply, it's a no-brainer. So, and I do hope that people also will enjoy the channel. And this year we hope to have a lot of really fun stuff. So please like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and we look forward to working with you throughout the year.